Hi everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be a Divine Masculine energy check-in. I kind of feel the energies right now surrounding the masculine and all of these potential challenges that he's been facing really is like the gateway when it comes to surrendering the ego. So I think like taming the power of the beast is kind of the energies that came through meditation. So I think a lot of the masculines are surrounded by all kinds of fools, all kinds of liars right now. And the masculine's really being pushed into being that spiritual prophet with the divine feminine. So in order to kind of maximize this energy, I feel a lot of memories are coming to the surface when it comes to where the masculine has lacked nurturing this connection. Really tapping into the strength of the tribe is what I'm feeling. I kind of tapped into the energy of Prometheus is how you pronounce it. So we're kind of going into these ancient Greek timelines is kind of what I'm feeling when it comes to Greek mythology and all of that. And the masculine is kind of focusing his inner authority when it comes to communal efforts. And I feel, using the power of his ego to kind of gather tribal support. So, we all have an ego. It's about, dismissing the lower ego. And I feel the masculine is, tapping into all of these psychic influences, all of his psychic abilities right now, preparing to come forward in that leadership position. So I feel a lot of people surrounding the masculine really have underestimated his power. And as this ego kind of breaks down, the masculine is recognizing all of these fake people in and around him, which really are creating all kinds of challenging energies. So I feel this gateway that is kind of channeling this energy of surrender as the masculine kind of transmits all of these higher light frequency codes that have been coming in when it comes to the tribe, when it comes to, where the masculine has, manipulated people and shedding all of those manipulative behaviors. So, in the past the masculine had selective memory, and I feel that was where he was easily persuaded and distracted on playing into all of that fear-based energy. And I feel there's been that thin line between the truth and where this lie has blurred in the masculine's life. And I feel right now the masculine's kind of tapping into all of his infinite potential and transforming his physical reality at this time. A lot of these masculines sold themselves out for that public status quo within the false contract. And I feel he really has paid the ultimate price. And I feel a lot of this exaggerated energy surrounding the masculine when it comes to this manipulation, when it comes to that karmic coupling, and all of this energy of the ego really has, allowed the masculine to play into that fear of rejection. So a lot of these masculines fear being alone. And I feel this is kind of being recognized in the energy in order for the masculine to kind of return to a healthy state of balance. And I feel the masculine's recognizing his spiritual skills, and he's using them sufficiently in order to kind of get back on track, to maintain healthy boundaries. I think the masculine's in a deep state of rest right now. Many of these masculines, I feel, have lost their jobs when it comes to working on the front lines, working in society standards. And this really is pushing them to release that ego and to step into that tribal unit with the divine feminine. So a lot of us divine feminines, we have been patiently waiting to be recognized by our counterpart, for the counterpart to kind of keep those promises that were made. And I feel a lot of influences around the masculine that really are asking him to maintain his integrity, to not be persuaded by false promises and false prophets when it comes to this misguided energy in and around him. So, when we keep our word, when we keep our promise, that is what actually strengthens the ego, and it allows us to strengthen our physical heart's health. So I do feel a lot of these masculines are struggling with their health when it comes to these difficult energies in and around them. And I feel this energy really is fueling the masculine to really listen, to be that observer, to pay attention to everything that's been going around him in order to kind of step into that spiritual education and to finally figure things out. So I feel the masculine is kind of coming into his personal power and becoming the ruler of his own reality. And I feel a lot of manifestations are coming forward when it comes to new family structures. And I feel the masculine really does have the capacity to come forward and rule with benevolent leadership, benevolent grace. But he's going to have to, come forward and seek out the divine feminine. So I did want to talk about Prometheus. I hope I said that right. But when we talk about this Titan god from Greek mythology, he was the Titan god of fire. So when you think fire, that is what we do. We go through this transformation process, and it's like rebirth by fire, burning up all of these lower energies from the inside out. And when it comes to this origin, there was, when it comes to this Greek mythology, Prometheus, he gave fire to humans, for humankind, to save humanity. So, when it comes to the war between Zeus and the Titan Cronus, this is where we kind of bring those energies of heaven and earth together. So, a lot of us get consumed by the lower ego, and that is kind of what this journey is about. It's about, going into that inner conflict and, releasing that struggle from the inside out. When I think about Prometheus, he did want humankind to kind of just be like gods, and we do all have godlike energy. We're not here to rule over others. We're kind of here to rule over our own lives. So I think a lot of energy is shining through when it comes to the masculine kind of thinking outside of the box. It's this brotherhood energy coming up. I've really been drawn to that song, When I See You Again. I don't know if that's what it's actually called, but from the Fast and the Furious movie. And it's about the brotherhood and bringing that fire, that passion forward for the betterment of mankind. So it's kind of like this survival energy coming up, and the masculine kind of needing to take a risk, understanding the potency of the energy and how to kind of react to everything going on. So it's about like creation. We are here to be those conscious co-creators. And, we do hold those ancient keys within our Akashic cellular DNA memory. And I feel this activation coming through when it comes to these higher soul agreements, these higher soul contracts. When I think back to this part of Greek mythology, powers were given to men and not women. And it's kind of like the reversal of the scales. And the feminine's been given this fire in order to control all of these destructive elements around the masculine. And I feel, the masculine is waging war on the inside right now when it comes to this rebirth by fire, this gift of fire coming through. And I feel like all of this is coming to the surface with vengeance. And it's this energy of like Pandora's box. And that's what the feminine holds, is all of the secrets within Pandora's box. And it's like this big wake-up call. When you look at the history of humankind, we choose violence and vengeance over and over and over again, really to our detriment. And if we are to consider bringing good energy forward for humankind, we kind of got to combat that lower beast, that lower ego, in order to step into this sweet, beautiful energy coming through. So I feel like this energy of the feminine the feminine is being adorned, and the masculine just wants to come forward now that the veil of illusion has been lifted and give the feminine exactly what it is that she deserves. I feel a lot of the feminines really have been crowned in the higher realities, given this gift, the gift of all, basically, to create this huge this huge collective catastrophe in order to, you know, step into co-creation from that 0 point. So I feel the masculine is going through a period of astonishment when it comes to, you know, Pandora's box with the divine feminine and everything that the twins have gone through throughout the many lifetimes, and tapping into the source of all misfortune when it comes to humankind. So a lot of us, you know, have been mastering our gifts from the divine. And I feel, you know, as the feminine was given this box of all of these keys, it's almost like the masculine was forbidden to open the box until it was kind of time. So I feel this epiphany coming forward when it comes to the masculine accepting all of this beauty from the divine feminine. And I feel like the masculine's in this process of karmic punishment as a consequence of, you know, the karmic theft, you know, the karmic theft. So it's like this sentencing, and, you know, on the journey in separation, it feels like this eternal torment of transgression over and over again. And I feel the masculine's always been bound to hit that rock bottom in order to, you know, step into freedom. I'm being shown an eagle. So I feel a lot is coming up when it comes to the seat of all of these human emotions that the masculine has repressed and buried over time. And I kind of feel this growth energy. I think a lot of the masculines are struggling with their liver. I think a lot of the masculines have been masking through alcoholism. And I feel a lot of them are struggling in their health when it comes to this. And I feel they're getting ready to kind of break free from all of these struggles, because there's a lot of powerful symbolism around the masculine when it comes to the higher realms. And I do feel like this volcanic explosion about to erupt when it comes to the masculine's emotions and coming forward and kind of laying it all on the table is kind of what I'm feeling. So let's jump in with some cards and see what else needs to come through for the divine masculine. Temporary situation, oh my God, disappointment in a friend or a lover. So I feel that temporary foundation is definitely crumbling, and there's a lot of disappointment. I feel like the whistle's been blown, and the masculine can see beyond the illusion with the karmic lover. And I kind of feel the masculine is getting ready to pack up and move homes, because, you know, they've been in this deep state of depression, anxiety, grief, and worrying that the karmic is working against them. And definitely, you know, that karmic nodding, that unsuccessful union is coming to a close, because the masculine is journeying towards the feminine. I think get ready to receive a gift. Get ready to receive a precious gift from the divine masculine. I feel he knows it's time to journey towards you. This has been a very long mental and physical journey for both of the counterparts. And I think we are finally stepping into that period of prosperity and abundance, preparing to celebrate these unions as the masculine kind of closes out this very temporary situation. I think, yeah, look at that, major karmic lesson. So I think the masculine's really working through this very painful life experience right now, turning this into growth, into wisdom, into expansion. And I feel all of that karmic webbing is coming undone, because the masculine's really tapped into that third eye, heightened awareness. And I feel, you know, stepping into that evolved teaching position, really disconnecting from all of the collective heaviness. I know a lot of the feminines really have been encouraged to disconnect, to take a reprieve, to take a pause, and to spend some much needed time in solitude as the masculine goes through this deep healing and rejuvenating process. So, you know, a lot of evolution when it comes to this major karmic lesson coming full circle. And this really is where the masculine kind of reignites his passion. So I kind of feel whatever karmic situation your counterpart has been in, this situation really is getting quite intense, and it is surfacing now to be addressed once and for all, in order for all of these very heavy karmic energy cords to be kind of cut. So I kind of feel a lot of the masculines are working closely with Archangel Michael when it comes to clearing all of these unwanted attachments these past life memories and all of these very unhealthy energies for this profound releasing and this profound renewal taking place. Yeah, big purging and cleansing. And that's exactly what I've been guided to do, to just take a step back, to allow this to kind of unfold and to just remain in solitude, you know, in that quiet introspection as the masculine, relives the past and removes the veil of all of these misguided falsehoods with the karmic soul contract, and a lot of illumination when it comes to the heart and the soul. So, you know, I was also encouraged to disconnect from social media for the next little while. Turn off those electronics, disconnect from the collective energy. And that's kind of where we do that deep dive and really deepen that relationship with ourselves. So I feel the masculine's really learning the soul's language of the twins' blueprint right now. Finding that motivation to, you know, step into art, step into joy, and to really go towards the divine feminine in order to lift his heart and his energy. I feel this new spark, this new creative spark when it comes to coming forward and working with the feminine as that spiritual teacher, as that divine leader, because I feel a lot of cosmic energies are coming through. And I do feel divine feminine, you are going to want to maximize your chakra flow. Look at the divine masculine is dreaming of you. He sees you as his life partner is kind of what's been coming through. And I feel as he evolves beyond this very painful karmic lesson, it really is cause for celebration within the collective. So a lot is being purged. I feel a lot of tower energy has recently come in when it comes to that karmic attachment, when it comes to all of these elements that are no longer serving the masculine's higher calling. And then we just got that special occasion card in reversed again. And they're showing me the Four of Wands reversed. So that's, you know, the party's over. This could be a canceled engagement. It could be divorce proceedings. But either way, the masculine's walking away from that very toxic situation. I think in the past, he allowed finances to kind of like hold him back. But I feel the masculine has been making those plans to come forward. You know, he's always attached to you at the heart, divine feminine. And I feel, you know, there's recently been like a get together, a celebration where, you know, there was a big blow up of some sort that kind of broke down that false foundation. And I feel the masculine, you know, is being pushed by this universal cosmic plan to disconnect and connect, or to disconnect and kind of take a step back. And I feel, you know, the masculine is kind of seeing you as this lighthouse. I think your light is so bright, it's really hard to ignore. And he really wants to fix what's broken. But there's this fear when it comes to perhaps the feminine has closed the door on the past and deadbolted it, locked the door. And the masculine is trying to figure out, how do I fix this? And I feel there's a lot of like observing energy, trying to keep an eye on your social media to see what is going on. How do I go about coming forward with that communication? So I think definitely a big release when it comes to the pride and the ego and stepping into our cosmic royalty. I feel a lot of blood activation, DNA activation when it comes to these past timelines, our family lineage. You know, we have worn this crown before, and it's kind of time to step into being the heir of the throne. But, you know, the masculine's facing all kinds of challenges this lifetime when it comes to his pride and his ego is kind of what I feel coming through in the energies. So it is this huge lower ego release taking place. I do think a lot of telepathic communication has been coming through in music. So pay attention to music. I feel a lot of the masculines are deep in the void, feeling all alone in that false union, in that false family contract, out of obligation. And, you know, they're coming into this realization that's what's missing is your energy, is your love. Since you kind of completely pulled back, I feel a lot of these masculines are feeling abandoned by your energy. And this energy really is overcoming them with all of these feelings of aloneness and unwantedness. And this is kind of where the masculine has to kind of make that choice to be the leader of his life, to choose to come forward and travel and venture towards the feminine. A lot of the divine feminines are very cultured, very spiritually advanced. We go through this journey first. That's funny. I noticed 2020. So it's like 2020 vision is always in hindsight, right? So I think this really has been a very long journey of self-reflection, and I feel we're kind of getting ready to step into fulfillment of these unions, fulfillment of this mission, you know, as we're kind of preparing for this Lion's Gate. So I feel a lot of protection. The masculine is kind of feeling like a victim of crime. He might be, you know, a victim of crime right now. A lot of these karmics really have abused their power over the masculine, keeping them in a state of fear, pretty much, playing on their insecurities. And I feel, you know, the masculine's looking at the divine feminine and all of these amazing creative qualities that she possesses. A lot of us are, you know, in a profession where we offer that spiritual coaching, we offer that healing and all of that. And I feel this very vagabond wandering energy is very unsettling for the masculine. And he just wants to feel that sense of belonging again with the divine feminine. So I feel like that spell casting energy by the karmic is, you know, shattering as the masculine kind of taps into his own spiritual artistic abilities. And I feel, you know, as deeply as the feminine has been so misunderstood by the masculine, he sees that's kind of where he needs to travel for this healing. I think he's dreaming of coming forward, you know, but he's going through a period of fond reflection right now is kind of what I'm feeling. So we'll jump in with some tarot. There we go. King of Swords, getting rigorously honest, you know, finally feeling the grief of this missed connection, definitely deep within the underworld energy, you know, transmuting that distorted masculine ego. A lot of truth. I feel like a lot of downloads in the crown chakra when it comes to truth, when it comes to being honest about just how deeply he's grieved this loss, that prolonged grieving, closing out this cycle, because I feel like it's kind of time for this to come full circle so we can build those legacies for the future and stepping into those higher level of commitments, honoring divine will. So definitely a karmic cycle completing here. And I do feel the masculine is finally feeling that deep void, definitely going through a huge fall from grace. We just got the Emperor flipped out and reversed with the High Priestess and the Six of Cups. And this truly is that karmic rebalancing with the Six of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So a major rebalancing. The masculine's whole world is getting flipped upside down. I also feel like you are well aware this is kind of where the masculine's at, that he's kind of hitting that rock bottom, the fall of the ego. You know, a lot of these masculines wanted to control all of this energy, and I don't think they can control all of these emotions. So a lot of dark emotions, sun energy, illumination. When it comes to the underworld, the belly of the underworld, and I feel since about that moon shifted into Taurus, there's been a shift, and a lot is being balanced out. Taurus, Libra energy, as the masculine goes deep within these memories that he possesses within his Akashic DNA. Because the fates are spinning this forward. You know, divine is saying it's time to cut out the masquerade, to strip yourself of this third-party interference. A lot of communication when it comes to this victory. I feel the masculine has withdrawn from that third-party entity, going through a period of expansion. Yeah, he's definitely withdrawn from that third-party entity. And this is a victory. So he's withdrawn from the karmic feminine who doesn't know her worth and know her value. and victory. He's been in this battle, this struggle, this power struggle with this karmic feminine who doesn't know her worth, doesn't know her value, has, you know, manipulated the masculine because maybe she's not been able to financially take care of herself. I feel there's been this huge withdrawal, this victory, as the masculine kind of finds that Leo fire from within to communicate that he's breaking free. Yeah, he's definitely not putting in the work in that situation. Maybe the karmic feminine has lost a job recently, and I feel that's what is triggering the masculine out of this karmic prison. Definitely no more working on that situation. And the masculine, you know, is stepping into healing. That karmic situation has come to a dead stop. Yeah. The karmic energy is definitely lashing out, creating all kinds of slanderous energy around the masculine. I also feel a lot of these karmics are trying to slander the divine feminine because they are so angry, emotional outrage, a lot of anger, a lot of rage. It's like, oh, what am I hearing? I'm hearing like that rat in a cage. The karmic's kind of going into this prison cell now, this mental prison cell. Emotional outbursts, could be even an accident here, but you know, that very toxic energy, the masculine is breaking free, manifesting that reunion with the divine feminine. So Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, Leo, Sag, and Aquarius. So, you know, your wish is being granted, divine feminine, and that veil of illusion has been shattered with the moon reverse. Something about that Pisces new moon. I do think a lot of these masculines will verbally come forward around that Virgo new moon. A lot of integration. You know, I think this really has really stripped the masculine of all of that ego that really has kept him stuck in those low vibrations, because I do feel he's hitting that rock bottom. Definitely no longer investing in that very toxic situation, because he's kind of going within when it comes to the Palace of Coins and the Palace of Wands. When it comes to, you know, these unions coming into balance, coming into union, I feel a lot of rainbow blessings as the masculine goes within and transmute this very painful lesson. You know, stressed. He's like, how the hell do I come forward and even apologize to the divine feminine? I don't even know if an apology will suffice. But he's ready to take that leap of faith and fight for this connection, because he's coming after victory and success. And I think he's coming in very, very quickly. I think get ready for an unexpected arrival. The masculine's definitely working through some fear when it comes to coming forward and apologizing. But I just feel the time is now for this flip of the script, for these solid foundations to be communicated about. The masculine really is going into his faith, into that deep knowing that it's time to move towards the feminine, towards wish fulfillment, because he's kind of at that crossroads. And I feel he's been walking a fine line for quite some time, and there's a lot of expansion coming through in the energies when it comes to fighting for this connection, breaking that karmic chain. So let's get a couple more oracle cards. Yeah, this heart awakening. He's going to dare to be vulnerable with you, because he's accessed this divine inheritance, this divine blueprint, and he's kind of coming in for that pot of gold, divine feminine. He sees you as this beacon of light. He sees you as this inspiration, lighting the way for others, and this is creating this heart awakening. He sees you as this cosmic pearl, like the pearl at the bottom of the ocean waiting to be found. And as a lot of the divine feminines expand upon their psychic gifts, this opens up the gateway for the masculine to experience these angelic realms. So a lot of heart energy when it comes to the creative potential for the twins, stepping into participation of belonging within the spiritual community. The masculine knows it's kind of time to come forward as that leader, as that benevolent father figure. So definitely opening up that Pandora's box energy. He's accessing a lot of these spiritual gifts right now. And it's like exploring the treasure chest of Pandora's box as he kind of accepts who he is and what he came here to do. So a lot of deep soul healing is coming through as the masculine sees your true colors. And, you know, he does. He sees your true colors. He sees your lights. He sees your light. And I feel this is creating this accelerated ascension energy coming forward when it comes to the law of reciprocity. So a lot of ego is being dissolved in the energies this week. And as the feminine's beacon is kind of very, very bright, going through a period of soul healing. I would like to read the soul healing energy today. It's a 16 card, which is like a tower. So, you know, all of the false illusions is kind of breaking down. So the masculine can align with his true soul essence, stepping into healing, raising the frequency of the collective. So I feel the masculine's probably reaching about that 7th dimensional cosmic gateway at this point in time in order to feel these higher frequencies and to bring them back down and ground them. So a lot of past life experiences are coming through in the timeline shifting when it comes to all of these past bruises, all of these deep levels of pain that are kind of waiting to be soothed and healed and expanded upon. So this major rebalancing of all of these soul lessons are kind of taking place in the energy this weekend, preparing us all for this new golden age of Aquarius, for this Lion's Gate. So a lot is harmonizing and a lot is clearing when it comes to ancestral karma, family lineage, what's been recorded in our DNA, soul star chakra activation, a lot of throat chakra activations, as the masculine kind of is being asked to be brave and to step into this gracious light working mission with the feminine. So I feel he's undertaking all kinds of challenges when it comes to, you know, coming forward with that great soul offering for the divine feminine. And I feel a lot of archangels really are assisting the divine masculine in transmuting all of these energies coming to the surface. So I feel a lot of the masculines are being encouraged to seek that guidance now from the divine feminine to kind of work together in order to restore this conscious awareness that the twins do share and to bring that healing forward. So major releasing, major purification taking place. I feel the masculine has gone through that activation and he's seen into the window of the soul of the karmic feminine. And it's like he can't even look her in the eye anymore as all of this is reflected back to him. And he can see now the true counterpart. And, you know, there's a lot of shame as all of this kind of comes into his awareness. So I feel the feminine really has accomplished her healing magnificent journey by coming into that alignment this lifetime. So the masculine's kind of in this state of contemplation, wondering, how do I answer this call of this very powerful presence of the divine feminine in my energy? So a lot of reflection. I think get ready to look the divine masculine directly in the eyes coming up here. And I think we've been sensing this energy. So I kind of feel that's kind of where the masculine is at. And the feminine, you know, you're just encouraged to detach as the masculine goes through this very powerful karmic board clearing, 3333, Sisterhood of the Rose. We are rewriting history here, and it's kind of time to, you know, be in that state of all-encompassing love, unconditional acceptance, unconditional love, stepping into living our authentic truth. And there's that base chakra. So it's about strengthening and laying those solid foundations for the future. So all of those false foundations really are crumbling as these abundance of downloads kind of are washing over the collective. A lot of evolutionary downloads coming forward in order for us all to enrich our life and to participate in a sense of community belonging. So a lot of higher divine connectedness when it comes to the synchronicities, because, you know, that Akashic Stargate portal is wide open. As the feminine fully aligns with her purpose, it puts the masculine at that crossroads, needing to get grounded, needing to anchor in all of these high frequency codes. So I do feel that Merkaba activation, and the masculine has been going through periods of transcendence, rising up into that supernova gateway portal for this recreation, for this renewal and this rebirth into the light. Yeah, Akashic records. So a lot of Akashic memories, a lot of Akashic records have to come forward, shifting through all of these energy shifts, all of this information to end all of these past cycles, to kind of step into freedom. So releasing a lot of past life timelines, stepping into freedom with all of these light codes, because we're kind of in the gateway portal of this manifestation vortex when it comes to our infinite potential. So we'll get a couple last messages. Honesty, yeah, you know, the masculine really is learning and evolving beyond this karmic lesson. We as twin flames have had to work through some very difficult past life karma this incarnation, to acknowledge these past difficulties and to heal from them once and for all. So I think the truth, when the masculine comes forward with the truth, I think it is really going to hurt, because the lies have spiraled out of control for so long. We really got to get honest. The masculine really is getting honest about what is going on in order to heal the past, to enjoy the present moment with you, Divine Feminine, and to embrace the future. So I think they are planning on reaching out very soon. They do miss you, but I think they're going through a period of recovery, finding their inner strength and their inner determination, because they've really been through it, and they know that a divine partner is on their path, and they know this is a love that they have never ever known before, and I think that terrifies them, Divine Feminine. So, you know, what we have been through really has only made us stronger, and I do feel the worst is over. So pay attention to how the universe is communicating with you, Divine Feminine. There's been so many signs and synchronicities coming through recently, and we need to make note of that happening. So when I see all of these signs and synchronicities, that's a clear indication, hey, we're in alignment, we're in the flow, we're in alignment. And so I think pay attention to that for sure, because that really is a clear indicator that we're on the right track. So find your center, and stay in that state of inner peace, Divine Feminine, because, you know, this is an eternal connection, a bond that can never be broken. So spend that time connecting with your twin's higher soul, because all of these powerful transits really are pushing movement forward at this point in time. And we're kind of getting ready to close out all of these old soul contracts. So we're in the process of closing out all of these old soul contracts, all of these old cycles, all of these old timelines. And, you know, we're transmuting all of these outside collective energies. And this is why I was asked to detach from social media, because there was a lot of collective courting taking place. And we have to be in that state of purity if we are to, you know, have that divine communication telepathically with our counterparts. So, you know, detach from outside sources that will create all kinds of energy static, because we are in such a pivotal point right now, being so divinely supported by all of these cosmic energies. We're really needing to trust and to listen to our soul's guidance as the masculine, you know, goes through this period of disillusionment, a lot of intense reality shifting when it comes to this higher existence. And I do feel a lot of the masculines are going deep within these unresolved issues with their mother and their father when it comes to some parental wounding surfacing that really has created blocks within these connections. And we're really needing to just listen to your intuition. We are receiving those messages through our body, through our DNA, through our higher self. We're really highly sensitive to the energies right now. And in order to transmute these energies, we do kind of have to go into a state of solitude as the masculine is, you know, coming into this great awakening, becoming consciously aware of this infinite light, of this infinite connection. And I feel a lot of mirroring energy as we kind of go through this gateway major shifts are coming, and happy news is on the way very, very soon. The divine really is working very hard to bring that resolution forward, is what I'm feeling. So there is communication coming, and you are just encouraged to continue to be that beacon, divine feminine, playing into self-love, blocking anything negative that's kind of gotten in the mix of your connection or your pathway, because we are solidifying these family structures, clearing all of this ancestral karma from our family lineage, so we can focus on, the miracle that is being birthed. Nothing is ever impossible. So we'll get a couple messages from the Divine Masculine before closing off the energy reading. Please don't take what happened personally, Divine Feminine. It's not you, it's me. Your connection definitely is still affecting the masculine. I don't think he's ever forgotten about you, Divine Feminine. So, a lot of us still are waiting to receive that communication. Although I have received confirmation that the karmic contract is over, I do think the masculine is still going through a period of purging and cleansing, sifting through any confusion when it comes to how he really feels. I think he knows you're right, but the masculine really needs to come to his own conclusion. And I think your intensity at this time is very alluring. And the masculine just wishes he could take things back. I don't think he's going to be the same person that you remember when you went into separation, Divine Feminine. And I think a lot of dream activity. And the masculine does want you to know, like, he does still love you. He loves you so very deeply, Divine Feminine. And I think right now, he just doesn't feel worthy of your unconditional love. And that's something he's going to have to integrate on his own. I think his biggest regret right now was letting you go. And he did. He projected all of his fears onto you. And he can't seem to forget you. So I think the biggest question on the Divine Masculine's mind right now is, where do we go from here? I think he misses you so much it physically hurts. And I remember how painful it was to go into that feeling of separation. And I think right now the masculine just feels like he's running around in circles because he's never ever met anybody quite like you before, Divine Feminine. And he just can't forget you no matter how hard he tries. So a lot of this projection that the masculine put onto the feminine, I think, is now being put back onto the masculine, being projected by the karmic. It's feeling like a very, very big trap that he's in, and he's trying to dig his way out of that cave, out of that hole. I think, a lot of regrets when it comes to keeping you a secret as well. And it's created this mental mind trap. And he's trying to clear the fog. He does. He wants a family with you. He wants to make you his wife. And he knows that he should have told you that he loved you when he had the chance. But it's that energy of not feeling good enough for you, not feeling worthy. And, the masculine really did lose himself. When he lost you, a lot of these masculines were raised to not show emotions, to not feel. And I think you came along and you made them feel alive, and they've been lying to everybody ever since about how much they've been suffering without you around. Nobody has ever touched their heart like you have, Divine Feminine, and it's that whole social circle that really has been holding them back. And it really was the right person at the wrong time. And the masculine, I feel, has really suffered immensely working through fears of commitment, because I think you scare the shit out of him. You scare the shit out of him because you are the only person who has the power to completely destroy him. So I think the masculine is also kind of taking a step back right now, trying to figure things out. He knows this is true love, without a doubt, but he's trying to figure out how to work through these fears, because I think he's terrified of you rejecting him, and he's really trying to hold the faith. But there's that fear of commitment, the fear of rejection. And I think, the masculine really has spent many nights crying, weeping over you, missing you, feeling this disconnect, because this connection does still affect him, whether he will admit it or not. And he's kind of in this portal of, you know, struggling to release the 3D world, the lower ego. But I think he fears like you don't know the real him. But no matter what, you're still the only one that he's ever wanted. And I think it's this energy of he sees you everywhere he turns. He sees you in everyone, and he can't escape that. And I think he's working tirelessly to kind of get his shit together. And to forgive himself. I think he looks at you as this angel, divine feminine, and he's kind of feeling like the devil. And you mean the world to your counterpart. And I think it's this energy of release, because he knows that he doesn't deserve you after everything that's kind of transpired. But he fell in love with you from the start. And he ran because he was terrified of that love. And he was wearing a mask to protect himself, because I don't think he knew what the heck to do with you, divine feminine. So that's kind of what I got for a weekend check-in. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a twin flame reading with me, please feel free to check out that description box below, guys. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.